time na nawala yung self-worth ko.
You know, you have to work to help your husband with the finances, to help prepare finances for your children for their future.
Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, pag age mo ng 35, wala na. Para kasing etsapuera ka na.
And it feels like hindi ko alam kung paano ko mag-gain yung confidence ko pag naging mom na sila. Parang nawawala na yung career path nila.
Kasi na-fed up ako sa sobrang traffic. So, papasok, dahil madaling araw, either mag-grab ako or mag-aangkas, which is malaki-laki yung expenses.
The time spent with your kids and family are far more important than any job title out there.
Nag-decide ako na maghanap ng online job at nakakuha nga ako. Sobrang saya ko talaga. Kaya tinulungan ko rin yung iba kong mga mommy friends at nagkaroon rin sila ng sarili nilang online job. Kaya doon ako na-inspire at nag-decide na simula ng Filipina home-based moms.
FHMoms community was created for mothers, for single women, for women professionals and entrepreneurs, for women overseas Filipino workers, for differently abled women, and even for young at heart women. FHMoms is a women community.
Nung nagsimula yung FHMoms, hindi ko in-expect na ganito ka magiging malaki. Ngayon, meron na kaming more than 250,000 members nationwide. Dati, ang tingin ng mga tao sa amin, community lang. No? Ngayon, social enterprise na kami with different projects na tumutulong sa mga kababaihan.
We have free webinars about freelancing, entrepreneurship, parenting, and personal growth. We offer online short courses as well as mastery courses with trainers' 1-year support. We also run a scholarship program and an internship program. We also facilitate charity activities where we are joined by community members as volunteers. Job matching program is something they can also look forward to, as well as e-commerce program. And to celebrate motherhood, we also have online bootcamp for kids. We also have the computer rent-to-own program for members who need assistance in acquiring a computer set. Aspire to be a strong-willed, independent woman.
Mas gusto kong maging productive at saka naniniwala ako sa continuous learning.
Inspire other women.
Everyone was uplifting each other. Everyone was trying to help each other. In this world, you have to be more kind. You have to be more helpful because everyone is fighting their own battles, and you have to understand, you have to empathize, and that is what FHMoms is doing with all the moms out there. Even if you're not a mom, you would feel welcome.
Empower each woman to be in their fullest potential.
And most importantly, Mommy MK and the team model humility and generosity. Talagang ito yung very evident, which impacted me the most. So it gave me the desire to share freely to others what I learned freely from the FHMoms community. And I've always loved the community, the motive of the community, that is to change the world one mom at a time. Good job, FHMoms.
Aspire, inspire, empower. Nothing is stronger than a community of women lifting each other up.
To be among women who have genuinely tried to help people. This is something that I feel passionately about, and then this is something that I saw in FHMoms.
God is good. Kasi parang naturo sa akin to FHMoms na pinakita sa akin na kahit nasa bahay ka, kahit nag-aalaga ka ng anak mo, it won't stop na dun ka lang. Yun lang yung pwede mong gawin.
Without this community, I'm not here in this situation. So FHMoms po yung nag-guide and nag-mold sa akin to be the best working at home mom I could ever be.
Ang pinakamalaking impact sa FHMoms sa akin is their quote, which is moving forward, giving back. That's the very essence of FHMoms eh.
That's what I like about this group kasi we encourage and inspire each other to keep dreaming, to chase our dreams. It's actually a big impact kasi if you are losing hope and wala ka ng gana and all, but because of this page, mapapasana all ka.
Dahil sa online job, natupad ko yung mga pangarap ko at ang pinakapangarap ko na lang ay matupad yung pangarap ng lahat ng mga moms. Huwag tayong titigil na abutin lahat ng mga pangarap natin, masipagan pa natin at huwag tayong susuko. Kaya kung feeling nyo hindi kayo techie, feeling nyo hindi pasok ang edad nyo para dito sa online freelancing, huwag nyong iisipin yon kasi sobrang daming opportunities ang pwedeng ibigay sa inyo online. At nandito ang Filipina Home-Based Moms para suportahan kayo. Para sa mga naghahanap ng online job at gusto ring matuto pagdating sa online business, you can join Filipina Home-Based Moms Facebook group. My name is MK Bertulfo, CEO and founder of Filipina Home-Based Moms, and our goal is to change lives one mom at a time.
Hello mga momshies! Good evening sa inyong lahat. Ayan, so first of all, disclaimer muna that I'll be shifting now from Filipino to English since we have an international guest speaker. Okay, but before that, I'd like to ask muna, kamusta ba kayo? Ayan, nakapaghanda na ba tayo ng dinner? So comment down where you are watching at ano ba ang ulam nyo ngayong gabi, no? Ako, no, hindi pa nakakapag-dinner pero may hubby, no, prepared na dinner for us. And I'm so excited, no, kasi alam ko mabubusog tayong lahat sa mga matututunan natin. So this info session, no, is for aspiring web developers. So kung matatandaan nyo, I'm not really sure kung natandaan nyo, I posted something, no, nung nakaraan na we have an upcoming na partnership with an international organization, and that merong 4 na mommy members na napili, no, na nabigyan ng training at eventually, no, makakakuha ng chance na mabigyan ng work, no, as a web developer. And recently lang merong isang mommy na na-comment, no, dahil ang ganda nga daw ng kanyang output, and that sobrang successful, no, nung kanyang kumbaga pagkapasok, no, sa program, and at the same time yung mga ginagawa niya sa program. So ngayon, excited ako kasi alam ko na itong first na webinar natin with them, with this potential natin na partner, no, magiging successful, and at the same time, this will inspire more moms as well as yung mga community members natin na interested na maging web developer at the same time makapag-work from home. So, ayun, pasensya na kayo. Oontian ko lang yung daldal natin because si baby, ayan, maya-maya, hihingi na to ng gatas, ng dede. Ayan. So now, allow me to introduce our guest speaker for today. No, let us all welcome Marion, who is the co-founder and CEO of Code Blossom. Code Blossom offers a free web development bootcamp, no, with internship. She strongly believes in equality and is in a mission to create opportunities for women while at the same time attempting to make the tech industry more diverse. And in her free time, she rides dirt bikes and practices ballet. So let us all welcome, before the baby cries, okay, Marion. Hi, Marion. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. What about you? Baby's very cute.
Yes, yes. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I know we've been trying to schedule this webinar, and we got busy in FHMoms with Women's Month, and now I think it's just perfect timing for Mother's Day, right?
Perfect. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here, and I'm hoping to get a lot of you people to apply to our program. Yeah, we're very passionate about giving opportunities in developing countries and basically any countries, and see more women become web developers. So very excited.
Right, and that is the goal of this info session, right? And before we forget, okay, let us share more about Code Blossom. We all know that Code Blossom is a nonprofit organization, and we wanted to know, where is this located, if you have an office or if this is remote, and what else do you provide?
Yes, so we are based in Switzerland. Me and my co-founder, we live in Switzerland, but we have people in other countries. For example, we have one person leading the Latin America area and one person leading the Asia area. I will introduce them later in the slides. I will also get into details about the program later. There will be a lot more information.
Okay, cool. All right. So what time is it now in Switzerland?
It is now 1:10 p.m.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
I think we can start now with your
Sure.
presentation. I'm personally excited to learn more about your program since we had like few meetings in the
Yes.
past month. So it would be really nice to get to know more about Code Blossom, and if you have other tips for aspiring web developers here in the Philippines.
Definitely. Well, let me share my screen.
While you're sharing your screen, let me just check our comment section. Hi,
Yes.
everyone. So please say hi to our guest speaker, Marion. And
Hi.
there are a lot of people watching from different places in the Philippines, from Bohol, and then others
Oh,
are
I've
just
been to
saying hello
Bohol.
to the baby. Okay. Have you been to the Philippines? I'm not sure if we've talked about that. Have
Yes,
you been
I've been
here?
to Bohol and
Oh, wow.
Manila.
And then Manila. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All righty. All right. Here. So you may
Okay.
start. And my dinner is already here. Perfect timing again. Go ahead, Marian.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. So yeah, I would like to talk to you about Code Blossom. Basically, our tagline is we're on a mission for equality and diversity in tech. A little bit about the agenda of today's meeting. I first want to introduce myself. Then I will talk about why I think it's important for every woman to have her own career. Then why I think software development is a very nice place to start a career or continue a career or like shift to for a successful career. Um, then I will get into a little bit diversity in tech and why this is a good moment to enter the tech industry. And finally, I will talk about Code Blossom and of course how you can apply to the program. Now, first, a little bit about myself. So, my night job, which is basically my free time job, I'm co founder and CEO of Code Blossom. We started the organization last October, and yeah, we're based in Switzerland. I already mentioned that. I will get into who the team is a little bit later. But the reason I started this organization was like I shifted to a tech career also, and many people like supported me. So now for me, it's like time to give back and support others to be successful in this industry as well. Then my day job and basically, my breadwinning job is at Hasura. It's a company originated from India. Now they're in San Francisco, and there I'm head of developer education, and I'm leading two teams, two software teams in Hasura. A little bit about me personally. So I'm very much into exercise and sports. Here you can see I'm currently training for a mountain run, which means like running up a big mountain in Switzerland. The race is in July, so I'm training for that. Then I also like riding dirt bikes, and to kind of balance this out, I like practicing ballet. So kind of a wild combination. Cool. Let me first talk a little bit about my background. I first did my bachelor in translation. I was interested in languages and associated like translations, languages, communication. Then after that, I did a master's in business administration, and then later when I found out I wanted to get into the tech industry, I added another master's in software engineering. Now, why am I telling you this? I think you can enter the software development industry anytime. Like it doesn't mean you have to do the first education in software development so that you can be a software developer. Like you can do something else and then enter the industry. And by the way, this also doesn't mean that you need a master's. Nobody needs a master's. You can enter it anytime. A little bit about my work experience. So I worked for FIFA in the communications department. Probably you know the football association. Worked for them during my studies in translation. Then during my master's in business administration, I worked at Zurich Airport. Then I worked as an accountant. Then I decided to switch to the tech industry. And obviously, because I didn't know anything, I had to start as an intern and then kind of work my way up to being a software developer and then a developer experience engineer. And now I'm leading a team at Hasura. So you can see like it's a very wild mix, and there are different ways that you can get to your goal. You don't have to start out in the beginning. So that is kind of the takeaway from here. Now, let me start talking a little bit about why I think it's important to have a career and why, like, what value my own career gives me. So one of the things is personal growth, right? So um, when I'm working, I always have to learn new things. I learn from other people. I have get new challenges and have to learn how to handle these. So I can feel like my personality growing and changing. And every day is again challenging. So I this gives me a lot of value having a career. And I mentioned the learning, like constant learning. I mean, you need the mindset, right? It's also easy to get a job where you just do the same things every day. But if you have a growth and the learning mindset, you always have new challenges, and it makes you feel good because you get these challenges. In the beginning it seems a little bit hard, and then you conquer these challenges and you're successful, so it gives you a lot of confidence as well. And other quite important thing in my opinion is independence. Obviously when we have our own jobs, we are financially independent because we earn our own money. We can decide to do with this money whatever we want because we earned it, right? So yeah, that's also something that is important, but also emotional independence. Like if we earn our own money, we are not dependent on anybody else to kind of live our lives. And I think this allows us to make better decisions because the money part is not tied to our decision. We have our own money, and therefore it also makes us emotionally independent. And also each person, but also each woman has a unique set of experiences, like in job, in life, and everything. And if we add a career to this, then it gives us an identity, right? I mean, now a lot of you are moms. You are a mom, then you are a family member, maybe a wife, many things. And if you have your own career, that kind of gives a bigger perspective of your identity, because with this you can stand out from the people in your environment, and people will remember you also. And when they think of you, they know that you have a career, and this is kind of it's very important to create an identity. Now, why, first of all, did I decide to get into software development, and why do I think it's a very good industry to be successful? Now, first of all, the work is very challenging. So if you decide to apply to Code Blossom and you will start in the program, you will see it is challenging, but it's also rewarding. You have new challenges every day, and if you're a developer, you will never come to this point where you know everything and you're just executing. Every day, you still have to learn new things, even if you've been a developer for like 10, 20 years. A very nice thing about the software industry is also flexible working hours. Usually, I mean, at least all the companies I worked at, I'm working from home. I can work in winters. I usually travel to a country that is a little warmer than Switzerland. Like I spent my winters in Spain or in Italy, and nobody cares where I work from as long as the work gets done. Then also from the hours during the day, nobody checks that I'm online at 8 a.m. and I'm online until 6 p.m. It also means that sometimes I have to do meetings maybe later at night or very early in the morning because I'm working with several different time zones. But in general, I'm very flexible. And I think this is a very important aspect also for moms. In general, I feel like in the software industry, more and more companies, and especially in the US and in Europe, are very flexible, and people can basically work when it's best for their schedule. Now, the software development industry has kind of a problem, a challenge, let's call it a challenge, with diversity. Usually, or at least this was the case in the very beginning, all the developers were men, young white men. And so there is a big problem with diversity. It also comes with some stereotypes that come like about the software development industry that I will get into in the next slide. But because the industry realized that they have a diversity problem, many companies work towards solving this challenge and create programs to allow women to do internships, to get them onboarded, to mentor them in companies and become successful. So it's a very nice place to start your career and also to get kind of lifted up by everyone around you. Now, as I said, there are a lot of stereotypes around software development, and I had the same ones, right? So this is the reason I did a bachelor in translation, because I'm a girl, I'm good with languages, and then business administration, sure, I can do it, but I never thought I could be a software developer, because I thought, first of all, I don't want to be a kind of nerd that is like in a basement programming and only eating pizza. So this was kind of my stereotype, and I think a lot of people have it. Then also lots of, especially women, think you need to be good at math to be successful as a programmer. And also in general that software development is too hard. Now, all of these are not true. I'm not saying there are not nerds, like the ones I mentioned in the basement programmers, sure. But it's not the majority. And also I was very bad at math when I was in primary school and also later. And still, I didn't have any problems getting, to understand software development. So very important here, like anyone can be a software developer as long as you're dedicated to work hard enough. I'm not saying it's easy. It's a lot of hard work, but anyone can do it. Now, we started to talk a little bit about diversity, and I want to get into this topic because it's very close to my heart. In my first 2 development jobs, I was the only woman in software team, and it's not that much fun. So I kind of want to change this in the industry. I want to make sure that more teams are more diverse and more people get an opportunity to be successful. Now, first of all, what is diversity? So let's read this definition. Diversity means having people from different backgrounds working together with different experiences and cultures they bring to the table. In a diverse team, you have more ideas, you can approach problems in a different way, and you are less likely to be stuck in old ways of thinking. So why is this even important? Like, why can't we just have the same group of people, very similar people working in a team? Now, especially for software products that have to adapt so quickly and everything is digitalized, this is very important because if the same group, let's say like a big group of white men, which is usually the case, at least in Europe, in software teams, build products, even if they don't think in a discriminative way, but they have to work based on their own experiences because they have their background, they have their stories, and based on this, the world will be explained, which is something that all of us do. And for software product, it's very important to have people with different perspectives and with different backgrounds and with different experiences to bring value to the product. I can give you one example. For example, when the airbag was invented for the cars, it was only tested with male dummies. And the result of this was that a lot of women and children died in accidents because nobody thought of testing the airbag with also women and children dummies. So this and it's none of these people's faults. They just they live in the decisions are made based on their perspectives and background. But then if there had been a woman in the team, then she would have said, hey, what about, like, look at this size. Not everybody is this tall. So this is just an example. So where different backgrounds and experiences will help make products better. Another example is when the first time in camera the face recognition was introduced, it didn't work for colored people because all the tests with the picture had just been conducted with white people. So, and the reason for this was that all the team that was working on it had the same background, white men. So this is why it's important in software teams, in any teams, but especially in software teams, to have these different backgrounds. And this is why I care about diversity so much, because you cannot build a good product without having a diverse team. Now, I already mentioned, like, the tech industry has a diversity problem. One of the reasons is what I've mentioned before, the fact that, you know, there's these stereotypes about software developers and software development being too hard. And this is why there are a lot of programs for diversity. Now, Code Blossom wants to solve two challenges at the same time. One challenge is giving opportunities in countries where opportunities are not as easy to get as in others. This is the one thing. And I traveled a lot in the last few years. I also traveled to the Philippines, I mentioned before, but also to Africa, to Central America. And what I talked to a lot of people, and what I realized was there's nothing that should stop any people to become successful in software development or in any industry. Like, people are smart, people have basic education, people have laptops and internet. So what more do you need? There's nothing more that is needed to become software developers. So then what I was thinking was, so then why is there such a big problem that we don't have a lot of female software developers from all of the countries? And I think the answer is that there's a lack of opportunities. Like, you need an opportunity to get started, and, like, no matter how motivated you are, at some point somebody needs to support you and to lift you up and to give you a chance. And this is what Code Blossom is all about. We cannot learn for you. We cannot, take the time, and we can't make you take the time to learn all of these things, but we can give you the opportunity, we can give you the support, we can give you mentors, we can give you a curriculum and a community that will make you successful. And this is what I wanted to do with Code Blossom, kind of bridge that gap between everything is all ready for everyone to become successful, and then why is it not happening? And my hypothesis is the only thing that's missing is an opportunity, and Code Blossom is all about giving opportunities. Now, already mentioned, but I'm just still reading how it sounds from the website. Code Blossom is a non-profit organization that provides opportunities for women in developing countries to become web developers. Purpose is empowering women in developing countries. And this is very important to me because I do feel that women can be much more successful than they are if they have an opportunity. And at the same time, we would like to increase diversity in tech. Now, there are a lot of boot camps and programs out there that try to teach software development. And I'm just talking a little bit about what sets us apart, like what makes us special compared to other programs. Now, first of all, we did a lot of research to find out what is the demand of the industry. Like, what do companies want? Because we need to teach the technologies that companies want, so that they will hire our graduates after they finish at Code Blossom. Now we give a mentor for every participant, who will do a session, half an hour every week, to answer questions, but also to check in how you're doing, both privately and like in the program. We have paid projects, which means after every big module, we have a project that will be like with your mentor. You will work on this project, and then once you're done, it will be a pay, like you will get paid for this project. It's not a big amount of money and nowhere near a salary, but it's more like a symbolic reward for getting a project finished. And I think the biggest asset is that we have a supportive community. We have a community. We have daily updates. Every participant gives daily updates, what they're working on and how they're doing, and this inspires others as well. So I feel like our community is something that makes people stay in the program and motivates each other. We also have social skills sessions about professional behavior in the workplace, writing your CV, how to interview, and public speaking, many things. So, because software development is not the only thing you need to know to be successful in a team, you also need these other people skills that we will teach. And in the end, we will help finding a job, which is a combination of teaching how to create your LinkedIn profile, how to write your CV, but also we are partnering with software companies so that we can place some people in jobs. Now let's talk a little bit about what we expect from you for this program. The program takes around 6 to 9 months, and this should be a commitment that you make, and then you should be able to focus on this program. It's not something that you can do like with just 1 or 2 hours per day. It actually requires 6 to 8 hours every day, and the reason is you need focus time. This is the most important thing, because software development is not something that comes naturally, in the sense of like you can just listen to an audiobook on the side. This is something that it's a type of thinking we are not used to, and we need to learn. So longer windows of focus are very important to be able to pick up things to learn. Then we expect that you attend the scheduled meetings. There are not that many. There are the mentor check-ins once a week. We have mentor hours where a whole group can talk to a mentor, and then we will do some demos. And we have 1 month company-wide call where we give updates. And we just hope that you can be part of the community, and that when you're done with the program, you can come back and be a mentor. Now, quickly about the leadership team. I already introduced myself. Then there is Nadia, who is my co-founder. She's also based in Switzerland. And Steph Moreno, she's the lead in Latin America. And Sana, she's from Pakistan, and she's leading the Asia group. Okay, and I will leave the screen on for a while, because you can just scan this if you are interested in applying. I hope this gave you some inspiration to consider our program. And I think I mentioned this, but I just want to say it again, that it's completely free. Nothing, like no strings attached. Like, we just want the commitment, and the most important thing is the focus time. So this is the QR code that you can use to apply. And this is my LinkedIn profile. So if you have any questions, or you can connect with me anyway. If you have any questions, you can ask them now, or you can contact me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to answer any kinds of questions. You can also just, if you're not able to do the program now, you can just get in touch. We can chat, and then maybe later the time will come for you to apply to the program. Also, feel free to WhatsApp me. This is my WhatsApp number. No problems at all. Now, I would say, like, next step, if this is something for you, go ahead and submit your application. And with this, I will stop my screen sharing.
Thank you so much. Oh, is it okay if you go back to the QR code? I feel that
Yes, of
most
course.
of our viewers would want
Yes.
to scan that first or maybe save it.
Let me go back to this one first.
Okay. Alrighty. So there you go. Please do scan this QR code if you wanted to join the program of Code Blossom. When is the start of the next batch, Marion?
Yes, that is a good question. We already received a few applications from the Philippines
Mhm.
based on even the advertisement of this. So I think we will take 2 weeks to go through the applications. Then we do interviews with all the ones who applied. So I would say probably in the first week of June, we will start the
First.
next batch.
Cool. All right. So everyone, please do ask your questions about the program or if you have any questions related to, software development or anything that you'd like to ask, please ask it now because sometimes when you ask me about the program or about web development in general, I still have to check with, my friends who know how to do coding and stuff like that because I don't do that at all. So if you can, please comment down all of your questions and please save this screenshot, all right, or scan this QR code now so that you can apply in the future. Is there any deadline for the submission of the application, Marian?
Yeah, it would be great to submit it by the end of next week.
End of next week. Cool. All right. So I think we have few questions now. Let's try to answer. Question from Joanna Joyce. What languages are we learning for this program?
Okay, so I'm assuming you mean programming languages. So yes, of course, HTML, CSS, then JavaScript, and then for backend we will use TypeScript and React as a framework, and then Node.js as a backend. I can also share, MK, I can share some resources with you after this that you can share with the people who attended, and we have a curriculum outline as well that people can use.
Okay. So we have questions here that are written in Filipino. I'll just translate it, Marian. Okay.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, paano po pag medyo hindi masyado good in English pagdating sa interview? So basically, Kasapia is asking if it's okay if she's not that really good in English when it comes to interview. Will it matter?
English is a requirement for them. The main reason is that all the documentation that you have to read and that you have to use to learn development is in English. And even if we had a Filipino person for conversations, it wouldn't help. So intermediate English is required to apply to the program. Yeah. And also, if later you work with international teams, English is also a requirement.
Right, right. Well, for the record, you don't have to be fluent or you don't have to have that accent the same as your coworkers. I mean, we have different accents and all
Definitely.
that. So you don't
That is
really
no
have
problem.
to have that kind of fluency if you're not applying for a customer service job. Okay, web development
Yeah.
is non-voice, so you won't be talking during your work hours, except if you will meeting your team members or your client, and yeah, you
Yes.
have to understand that you need to learn or at least you have proficiency in English so that you could write, talk, and read English. Okay, so yeah. Next question we have here is from Elenita. Hold on. We have so many questions now. Is web development the same as funnel or landing page design?
It's a very good question. So it's part of it. So web development is bigger. Landing page design is the is the part of the things that you can see, but in the web development, it's also what's behind. So for example, if you have to store some data in a database that you will show on the website, for example, you have users that have to be able to register, then you will need, this is like the full, it's called full stack web development. It's the full thing, and landing page is just the visuals that what you see.
Okay. And then this question was answered earlier, but okay. So it's free. It doesn't have any fee. Okay.
No.
But you have to have the commitment that is required. Correct, Marion?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Here. So if you can write your questions in English, that would be really nice so that I don't have to translate it every time. Okay. So this question is from Isle Grace. Hi, Marion. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. May I know the working schedules that you have?
I'm not sure if you mean from the program or my personal one. I'm assuming the program. So there is no working schedule, like it's completely flexible. The only thing you have to do is with your mentor, you have to agree on half an hour every week where you will meet. And then there is one meeting every week that is fixed, but otherwise you can work whenever you want.
Okay. Did you mention the timeline of the program earlier aside from the start date?
Yes, 6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months. Cool. Do you have any age limit to this program?
No, any ages are fine. We actually are excited about supporting different age groups because we also think that even different generations can learn a lot from each other. So no limitations.
I guess you have to consider that they have to be in their legal age, correct? Like 18 years old above. Is that a requirement as well? Or no?
Not even that. I mean, if parents are supporting it, it's even fine to be younger, but the English requirement still has to be there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So even if they are younger than 18 years old, they can apply as long as they have the consent from their parents, right?
Correct.
So now, thank you for answering my question. But Casapia said that she can definitely understand English, so that's good. Okay, you just have to practice.
I can actually say something to this. We have currently a participant from Pakistan. In the beginning, her English was really bad. And then she started the program and she had English lessons on the side. And this has been like 7 months ago. And now her English is amazing. I mean, she's a very smart girl and she picked up on her English. So if you're committed also to improve your English, but then it's just a lot of work. It's like the program and learning English. Like we're still open to everybody, but the interview we need to do in English, and we need to understand like why do you want to start this program, because we're based on donations, right? So we need to know the commitments to the learning so that we we get the people on board who actually are up for this commitment. But like I would say apply anyways, and let's see how the interview goes.
It's great that you mentioned earlier about diversity, because when you start working from home and then you'll start working with international clients and colleagues, that's the time that you learn more words and then start picking up the accent that you wanted, right? So don't worry, you'll definitely learn English along the way. Okay. Next question is from FC Stitch. Is it okay to join if no experience regarding any technology stack?
Completely okay. We have most people who don't have any experience, and this is completely fine. This is actually the point of this program. So yeah.
Right. From Pamela here, is it okay to apply even if I am currently enrolled to a different training program?
If you can commit to the 6 to 8 hours, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so let me just answer this. Okay, if you're currently enrolled in FHMoms training and then sorry, the baby is crying, and then you'll enroll, or at least you apply in Code Blossom, and you were accepted. I'm thinking it will be hard for you because in FHMoms training program, it's a 1 month training program with activities, with Zoom sessions, plus the sessions here. And I would get feedback from some of our students that they are they are having a hard time in terms of their schedule because they have to deal with their responsibilities at home or maybe at work. So it's kind of difficult. So you might want to consider applying or taking one course at a time. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
not
I
really a good.
completely agree because it's again I mentioned the focus part before, right? So it's very important to be able to focus. And if you have pressure and deadlines on two different things, I wouldn't recommend it. So I would recommend print. You can also apply to the Core Plus program and mention in a comment, I would like to start in a later batch. Like because for example now you're still in another training and then you can join a month or 2 months later. So that is not a problem.
Okay. Next question here from Joanna. Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to sign up for this to learn more. I've been learning JavaScript and Node.js. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, that was
This
perfect.
past
Yes.
this past 3 months, but I think I need a more structural materials for this since I am struggling a bit.
Perfect.
What are
I mean,
these jargons?
then you will already have kind of an easier time getting started. But I mean, if you have already learned something, that is great. You should definitely apply.
Okay. Yes, okay. I think we already answered that the program is free. It is work from
But
home if ever
there is one question: how many mommy
will be accepted.
how okay, so we think from this kind of event we will probably get a few applications. So we're trying to allow at least 10 new participants to start. But if there's more amazing people, then we will allow more as well. So yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. Just apply. And my recommendation would be in the application form, really explain like why do you want to do this, so that we can find like the people who are committed. So like explain what you want to do later, what is your goal, and if you're committed to these 6 to 9 months.
Okay. Yeah. Another question here. Yes, there will be a replay of this info session. Uh, will we be given certificates or certificate upon the program completion?
Yes, there will be certificates after the after graduated. In the end you will have a big kind of final project, as kind of like if it were a university, it would be kind of your master's thesis. That is just a big software project. And after this we will have a graduation celebration, obviously online. But yeah, you will get a certificate.
From Les, can I apply even if I'm not an IT or I don't have any experience? Yes, you can. This was answered earlier. This one, ma'am, just a clarification. You mentioned earlier that it will require 6 to 8 hours every day. Is this self-paced or is there a fixed schedule each day?
It's completely self-paced. We just need to make sure that these focus blocks are there, like several hours in one block that you can focus, because otherwise you cannot do 45 minutes in the morning, 1 hour during lunch, and then 1 hour in the evening. It has to be focus blocks, because otherwise you will not learn these difficult concepts. You can spread these days also over the weekend, like that doesn't matter to us, as long as you are committed to do these focus blocks. Yeah.
This two questions are somewhat related. Is basic programming required, and
No.
is having the basic computer, knowledge is required?
So all you need is a laptop, a stable internet connection, and you know how to use a browser. Like for example, Firefox or Chrome, you can open it up and go to a website. If you can do this, no problem.
Yeah, or at least know how to use email, the basic social media,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
the browsers. Okay,
Yeah.
those are the basics. You know how to
Correct.
turn on and turn off your computer, those things. Okay, and then
Yeah.
you'll be good. All
Yes.
right. Okay, you have 5 minutes to comment all of your questions, and then maybe Marion, we can have like a recap of all the things that we want them to remember after this session. Okay,
Definitely.
we have the form here, and then the code where you can, apply for the program of Code Blossom. And then what else we should remind them? Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So, most important thing to remember is don't be scared to start first of all your own career, and also don't be scared to try and learn software development. It is. I'm not saying it's easy. It is hard, but you can do it. So, if you have any interest in this, if you have interest in entering the tech industry, you should definitely apply, and then we can figure out in the interview um, how it goes and if this makes sense. The other thing to remember is please make sure only apply if you can do these focus blocks for the learning. This is the most important thing because otherwise you cannot be successful. And the third is scan this form and just explain in detail. Like don't put answers just like 3 words or something. Just explain like why you want to do this and what's the goal of your career. I think these are the most important things to remember.
All right. There's one question here, and this will be the last question.
Mm-hmm.
She's asking for requirements for computer specs, if there's any.
I'm assuming this means like if you need a specific computer or software, no. We will help you install everything in the beginning that you need. You can have Windows, you can have Mac. That doesn't matter. Like it's just a computer.
Are you sure there's no requirements for the RAM, something like that? Because some of the computers here in the Philippines are too slow. Even the
We
internet sometimes is too slow. So yeah.
Yeah, internet we need, but yeah, I'm very sure that it's fine with the RAM and stuff like this. If it's not fine, we will figure it out. We have also sponsored laptops to some of the participants, and to get started, if any laptop will be enough. Even if we have people in Pakistan with very old, like 10-year-old laptops, to start with, it's enough. And then when you come later in the program, we will figure it out. So don't let this not stop you from applying if you think you have an old laptop.
Okay, cool. For other questions, you can actually reach out to Marion. Maybe Marion, you can now show the contact information. All right. So you can reach out to Marion via LinkedIn, email, or WhatsApp. And then let's try to answer this last question. Finally, we're down to our last question from Elenita. Will there be a required task to be passed every day? And how good is the work of software developer? Oh, that's a good question. Maybe we can share, Marion, about our successful student from FH Moms, the one that you've shared in our last meeting.
Yes.
Okay, maybe you
Yes.
can share that
We
to cap this
Yes.
program, this webinar.
So first, the first question. There will no tasks for every day except for you need to send a daily update on what did you do today. And even if you were not able to work for one day, people usually say, "Hey, today I had a lot of personal emergency came up, so I couldn't do much." So yeah. And the second question, how good is the work of software developer? I think it's amazing because it's challenging. You have to kind of think every day. You have to work with teams, and it's very rewarding. You're building like next generation technology that everybody will be using. So I think it's very rewarding. It's amazing. So I can definitely recommend this career. MK, you're on mute.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that being a software developer or anything that you can do related to tech is amazing. You'll be helping a lot of people. There are a lot of organizations that needs to be integrated with technology so that they can be more effective. So yeah, if there's one thing that you need to learn nowadays, it should be anything related to tech, which is web development. So yeah, Marian, maybe you can share about the story of one of our community members who joined the program.
Yes.
How is she doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So her name is Desiree. Actually has some experience in design from earlier, and she's doing amazing. She has built a very nice website already, and she even though she had a personal emergency, she always kept doing a few hours every day. And yeah, she's doing great, and she's been here for like 5 months.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Marion, for your time. I'll definitely recommend Cold Blossom to all of our members in FH Moms, even to my friends. I appreciate you for sharing your advocacy to us, and I really hope that more moms will, benefit in your program. And I hope to, collaborate with you in many projects in the future. Thank you so much, Marion.
People.
Thank you so much. Have a great
Thank you,
day.
thank you. Who's there? Okay. All right, mommies, thank you so much for joining us. Ayan, I'm pretty sure everyone is excited, no? Na mag-apply sa program ng Code Blossom. So ako excited rin ako para sa inyo. And that sana gawin nyo kaming proud sa inyo din kasi I know na sobrang hindi madali, no, yung pumasok sa ganitong klase ng trabaho. Anything na related sa tech, no, ay hindi madali. Pero with the help, no, of organizations such as Code Blossom, pati na ng FH Moms, I know na ma-enjoy nyo, no, na matuto ng bago, no, magtrabaho ng something na challenge kayo and all that. So again, thank you so much. Abangan nyo, no, yung mga susunod pa nating collaborations such as with Code Blossom but with other international organizations. We actually have a scheduled webinar this Saturday naman with an international guest speaker din ulit. So that's something that you can look forward to. And that's something rin na ginagol ko this year na magkaroon tayo ng mas maraming international guest speakers so that matuto din tayo from them. Okay? Since we're catering to global clients rin naman, so might as well na pati rin kayo, no, matuto sa mga kaibigan natin, no, from different parts of the world. Yeah. Thank you so much and goodbye!
Tara na tumutok na sa FH Moms Radio habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo.
FH Moms Radio, changing lives, one mom at a time. Moving forward, giving back with FH Moms Radio.
Tara na tumutok na sa FH Moms Radio habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FH Moms Radio, mga mamshi ating to.
Tara na mga mamshi, mami, nanay o mama, andito na ang FH Moms makakasama. Ang online radio na magbibigay advice at mga kwento na siguradong mapapanay. Ito ay hindi lang basta mga chikahan, andito sila upang ikaw ay gabayan. Turuan ng mga tips sa paghahanap buhay at maging isa ka sa successful na nanay. O diba? Kaya saan ka pa? Basta ikaw ay momshi, dito bida ka. FH Moms Radio number 1. Ito ang online radio ng sangkanan na yan. Di ka lang basta nanay, ikaw ay super nanay. Para sa pamilya ang lahat ay iaalay. Lahat ibibigay, lahat ay kayang gawin ng iyong pagiging nanay, lalo pang palakasin.
FH Moms Radio.
Tara na tumutok na sa FH Moms Radio habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FH Moms Radio, mga mamshi ating to. Mga mamshi, tara na, dito'y bidang-bida ka. Ipagmalaki natin na tayo'y magigiting nga ina. Mga mami, tara na, dito'y bidang-bida ka. Ipagmalaki natin na tayo'y magigiting nga ina.
FH Moms Radio.
Tara na tumutok na sa FH Moms Radio habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami kang matututunan dahil di lang basta chikahan. FH Moms Radio, mga mamshi ating to. Tara na tumutok na sa FH Moms Radio habang ika'y nagre-relax sa bahay mo. Marami Momshi ating